know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl Sweet Pea, and I'm back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, before we jump into today's video, I would like to thank our sponsor, ExpressVPN. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to ExpressVPN, friend of the channel and protector of my online data. They are giving away 3 months free on a 1-year package to all Sweet Pea Diaries viewers by using the link in the description box below. Now, this is a service that I personally use 100% of the time when I'm on the internet using my phone or computer. It allows me to bypass content restrictions while traveling and ensures all of my data is 100% private and safe wherever I connect to the internet. Using ExpressVPN also allows you to get discounts when using services like Expedia, NBA League Pass, and Netflix. ExpressVPN also has 24/7 customer support to answer any questions and support all of your needs. So take back your internet privacy today by clicking on the link in the description box below and find out how you can get 3 months free. Okay, now the link for ExpressVPN will be in the description box immediately after this video. But if you look at the clipping that just the advertisement, it is ExpressVPN at Sweet Pea. So I think it's express.vpn/Sweet Pea. It's something like that. But we will directly be having the link directed below directly after this video. I'm driving, so I can't put the link. But ExpressVPN is today's sponsor. So thank you, ExpressVPN, for being a partner of the Sweet Pea Diaries. So as you can see, quick check-in. I see y'all. Hey, Universal Tea with Marie. Hey, Sabrina Creations. Hey, it's Nikki, not Nikki, my moderator. Miss Nikki, Judah J, Christine P, Sweet Dark Chocolate, Sylvia Tucker, Maya, Monica, my moderator. Hey, you guys. And I see Judah is saying lying about what? So the title of this video today, we are speaking in reference to Larry Reid breaking the story about Kerrion Franklin being pulled over, possibly in a murder victim's car. Was that not the story? Was that not the narrative? Was that not what the blogs had posted? Was it not what we saw and did commentary on and played the video on my show the other day? And Larry Reid's words were that it was his understanding that Kerrion was pulled over and he was in a car of a woman that had been murdered. Was that not his words? I just want, give me a 1 in the chat if that was not what you heard him say. Okay? Is that not what the blogs were reporting based off of Larry Reid's conversation with Kerrion? Okay? I just want to get some clarity from the audience before we jump into our commentary. Okay. When this first hit the scene, was it not Larry Reid who broke this story? And was it not Larry Reid who stated that Kerrion was pulled over for a broken taillight And initially, that's what he thought. But when he began to dig and dig around to try to get Kerrion out of jail, he was running into some things in Texas that he was possibly connected and was riding in the car of a woman that had been murdered in Texas. Was that not his words? Okay. Was that not his words? Hey, jaded nerd, please give me a 1 if that is not the narrative that Larry Reid put out. Okay. I told you guys, this is all a lot of times we make the mistake as a blogger. We're so in a rush to be the first person to report a story, to break a story, to have the exclusive. And we put out something without verifying it. This is why I am the queen of receipts. Everything that I put out, I have a receipt. This is why I am not in a rush to break a story and then potentially have to come back and clean it up because I rushed. Now I gotta take back my words and I gotta try to lie my way out of it because I was rushing. Because I rushed to be the first person to have the exclusive. So now it seems Mr. Larry Reid is backtracking because now that Kerrion has went to court, he went to court yesterday. Remember I told you guys he had court on the 12th. And based off of Larry Reid's commentary, because we were getting all this from Larry Reid. Larry Reid has been Kerrion's mouthpiece. Okay? We're getting all of this from Larry Reid. All of the blogs, everyone has been getting it from Larry Reid. So now it seems that the story has changed. It has changed. Exactly. Show me the receipts. Yes, that's Tasha K's friend. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that because he's got that same, that's why him and Tasha get along. They have that same underlining need to go viral. They want to be internet famous. They want to have the #1 YouTube show at any expense, at any cost. Do we think he did it on purpose? No, I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think he intentionally lied. No, I don't. But I think he knew that he didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle together. I think he knew that it was a possibility that the information he was, getting ready to put out was not 100% accurate, but it sounded good. It was juicy. It was an exclusive. But see, this is why you can't do things like this, because this is now the story. And I'm going to tell you how this could possibly hurt Kerrion. So now the story. So Larry, I see that he went live with an update on Kerrion Franklin not too long ago. And now it seems like it's damage control. He's trying to clean up the fact that he put out a narrative that Kerrion was driving around in a stolen vehicle of a murdered woman. He was riding in her car after she hadn't been murdered. Okay, not deceased. He said the word murder. He specifically said the word murder. Okay? 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 He said murder. So now it has come out that this happened in 2020. This young girl was deceased in 2020. This is not, and I'm going to tell you how all this, I'm going to tell you how I was getting tips. There was someone in my chat that said, oh yeah, the girl got shot. They found her in her car and they questioned him right afterwards. And you notice they've been taking the story down. I seen that story about the girl in Houston a couple days ago that was found shot in her car, but I couldn't connect that to no Kerrion. So I didn't put it out. I didn't even say, oh, it could possibly be this girl. I couldn't find any information about Kerrion being connected to any murder victim. So I never said anything like that. But come to find out, it's not even related to none of that. this girl was living in a hostel with Kerrion, like a rooming house or something. And according to Larry Reid, Kerrion was managing the hostel or whatever, and they were partaking in illegal substances. And the girl perished from a bad batch back in 2020. And her family blames Kerrion for that. Kerrion had a rental car of hers and didn't turn the car in for some time, but eventually turned the car in. And the family is now receiving bills and credit cards and that is in her name. People are using her identity with her being dead and this and that and the third. Okay. All right. So the family is upset. They blame Kerrion for that. That's the tea that Larry is now giving out because the family has contacted Larry and is saying, no, 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 no. This is what happened. So the girl was not murdered. It was an overdose of a bad batch of drugs. Kerrion just knew her. So Kerrion was questioned back in 2020. Okay? Back in 2020. So he was not found riding in a car that was a murder victim's car. That is not true. See? This is why you cannot trust anything without a receipt. Now, I was just reporting it going off of, because I'm thinking, okay, he's in contact with Kerrion. Kerrion must have told him this information. Well, come to find out, Larry knew he didn't have it all. This is his mouth. But now he's trying to clean it up and say, no, I didn't tell y'all that. That's not what I said. You know, bloggers and media, they try to change things. No, sir, they played Hollywood Unlocked. They played a clip of you because that's what we used. And your words were, he was riding around in that car and it was potential murder victim. It wasn't hostile and they was living and it was drug overdose. We didn't hear that story, sir. That's not the story that you gave us. No, sir, because you didn't know none of that. You just found this out because now the family, people done reached out to you and said, no, sir, you got the story wrong. And now that more has started to transpire. So now he went to court, and when he went to court, yeah, it was a gun in the car and all that, but the charges, because the gun was unlawful, that's where the no bail, all these things come from, because the gun was unlawful. So now his next court date is on the 27th. And then apparently there's this program that they want to let him get involved in, which will make the charges go down some and this, that, and the third. So now none of this that Larry Reid initially put out is accurate or true. You see that? You see that? Thank you. You see that? No sense. Makes no sense. Thank you very much. You see that? So he was so in a rush to put this story out and to go viral that he put out wrong information. So Kerrion was questioned. Excuse me, guys. I'm getting my ice on my way home. Kerrion, and my ice is free. You see, I just walk in the store, punch that ice, and walk right on out. You know what I mean? Because ice is free. You know, you ain't got to pay for ice. All right. But so Kerrion was questioned back in 2020. We're now in 2022. Okay, 2 years ago, he was questioned in connection with the situation. Okay, but the family is the one that's upset and told, the authorities about Kerrion and that they were partying together or whatever. But he was not a suspect. He was not listed as someone that murdered her or anything like that. It was a drug overdose. So this is why when you find out information as a blogger and you have stuff that you don't have a receipt on, you can't just be rushing to put it out. That's why when people want to talk about, a particular situation that I had, and they said, well, you didn't have proof. I never said, you have to listen to people's words. I never said that the particular situation occurred or didn't occur. What I said was I reported it as being a mandated reporter. We are all mandated reporters. You see something or know something or you suspect something, you report it and you keep on moving. I didn't say that this particular thing happened, or I don't know it to be true. I don't know what occurred, but it's in my power to just go ahead and report it and keep on pushing. But when you don't know something, how you gonna run up? This is serious. So now you have put out a narrative in all the blogs that this boy was connected with a murder, and it all looked like it all happened recently. I had someone actually come in my chat and try to connect Kerrion with the girl in Houston that was found shot dead in her car. Said that, oh, it was another person's car that they put her in, and he took her car and drove away with it. Then it was, oh, the gun that they found in the car was the gun that was used to shoot the girl. It was all these narratives, and none of that is true. So now you've put this out and you've put a stain on him for what? For you to get clicks and views, likes and shares. Your subscribers was 119,000 when you started this shit. It's still 119,000. What did you gain? But see, this is the shit. It's the shit that they do. It's the same thing like Tasha K. Him and Tasha K, they are in that same camp. They in that same school of thought, same mind frame, that we're just going to say anything and go viral. Then later we'll deal with the repercussions. Hey, Sean. He knew. This is sad. This is a TK move. The race to be famous. This is why I don't rush to support everyone who look like me. Anyone who is friends with TK, I don't want you around me. Okay? 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 Now, Kerrion probably won't see it like that because, you know, he's the type that likes to come rush into social media and tell all his business. He loved to be in front of the camera, you know, so he's been going through Larry to get his story, you know, still to communicate with the blogs while being locked up, still be on Instagram and still be trending while being locked up because he just likes that attention. You know, he just likes that. He's a, you know, he's like likes to be in the media, in the blogs. So, you know, he did the interview from jail the other day. You know what I'm saying? So he likes that. So I'm pretty sure he won't look at this as, oh, I'm going to file a lawsuit. He don't care. He don't care, which is sad. But yeah, I mean, he didn't have all the pieces to the puzzle. He went straight up here to tell the world that he had this tea, and it wasn't even true. It wasn't even accurate. And here it is, Neighborhood Talk, Hollywood Unlocked, Shade Room, all these people posted it, not knowing that none of this was true. This girl, you know, tragically met her demise in 2020 behind a bad batch of drugs. It didn't have nothing to do with Kerrion. Larry Reid knew potentially that the information he had was not altogether right. And now he wants to try to clean it up and say that's not what he told people. Sir, that is what you told people. You absolutely did. That is what you said. You said the murder. Like, you were the one that put this story out. There wasn't nobody checking for Kerrion Franklin, knowing that he, whether he was getting locked up or getting stopped by the popo. Or you put that out, sir. So this is why I tell people, you know, you got to check your sources. I get stories and get information all the time. If I can't verify it, I don't repeat it. If I get tea from people close to celebrities. I get tea from managers. I get tea from people. I have a lot of tea about Wendy Williams that is straight from the horse's mouth. It from a camp source over there. That's like literally, it might as well be Wendy. Like, I have a deep source, but I will never put it out without their permission. They told me some things and asked me not to say nothing, and I have not. For weeks, I've been knowing some shit that I can have an exclusive and bust this shit wide open and be trending and probably gain subs and, you know, and have a viral moment. But why would I do that if someone asked me not to, and then I don't have any receipts to back up what I said? It's a potential for it to backfire on me. So I'm not going to mess up my integrity, what I'm building, just for a quick moment, just for some likes, some you know, just for some clout for a moment, for 15 minutes. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it. So now don't try to clean it up now, sir, because you absolutely did say that he was connected with a murder, that he was riding around in the girl's car. He's trying to say he didn't say that. Yes, you did. You said that when you start digging, trying to look into getting him out, it was a possibility that he was connected with a murder, riding around in a young lady's car. That's what you said. That's what you said. And now you're trying to clean it up and say you didn't say. I can't get your exact words because I don't remember all, my goddamn live. I can't remember it verbatim. But y'all can go and look on my video about Kerrion Franklin. And I put his clip in there because it was from Hollywood Unlocked. It was not from his page. They recorded it. And so I used their footage because their shit came from Instagram and I cannot get flagged that way. So instead of using it directly from him, I used it from Hollywood Unlocked. And the information that you put out, sir, was that he was riding around in a murder victim's car. And now you're trying to say that the blogs manipulated it and manipulated the narrative. You didn't say none of that. That's not how you put it out. Because now you're looking stupid because this shit happened 2 years ago, which explains why I couldn't find anything. You guys remember I said I was looking for paperwork. I was digging, trying to find, and I could not find anything. That's why, because there's nothing. He was questioned and boom, let go because the girl wasn't murdered. She died of an overdose. This was all about clicks and views. I mean, do I think that he intentionally lied? No, but I think that you knew that you didn't have all the bits and, all the pieces to the puzzle. I believe you knew that you couldn't verify a lot of the information that you wanted to put out, but you went on ahead and put it out anyway because you figured, okay, well, I got this much, so it'll eventually come out because you thought that it was true. Like you thought you had it all together. But this shit is 2 years old. The girl been dead for 2 years. The way you put it out, you would have thought that this just happened. This is 2 years old. He was riding around in his own car. I don't know if it was his car or whatever, but it wasn't a murder victim's car. He turned the car in from the rental. That it was her rental that he had been driving when she perished, or I don't know if she perished and he was still driving it or whatever it was, but he turned the car in 2 years ago. The family was upset at him because of the fact that I guess she and him were partaking in, things they shouldn't have been. And they blame him like a lot of families and people do. Blame people that was hanging with you because they feel like, oh, you led them astray. But he didn't, murder her. It was an OD. But it just seems like a lot of his friends, people dying around him at the hands of drugs. The guy CJ, people, he died of that. So it's like, it's very apparent that he must be dibbling and I ain't even gonna say dibbling dabbling. He must be heavily involved with substances, because this is a second person associated with him that has, met their demise at the hands of an overdose. But I know a lot of these drugs now contain fentanyl, whether it's an opioid, a downer, or cocaine, or whatever, even weed putting that fentanyl. So fentanyl is what's killing people. That's what's giving them these untimely overdoses. They think they got pure drugs and what they're used to taking. And unfortunately, people slip in this fentanyl and it trying to make it stronger. They're not intentionally trying to kill people because they want the customers, but they trying to make the shit strong, trying to hook them even more. And then it's killing them because fentanyl is very potent and powerful. So, seems like he's got a lot of that. I don't know why people are dropping like flies that are around him. I don't know, who's putting that fentanyl in that stuff, but I've always wondered why people cocaine is an upper. So I don't know why would you put fentanyl on cocaine, because fentanyl opioid, it's going to make you drowsy. So I don't know why a person would want if you're doing coke, you want to be up. So I don't know why would you put fentanyl on that? Why would a dealer put fentanyl on cocaine? It don't make sense to me. So that seems like, if you're doing cocaine or something and you get laced with fentanyl, that might be intentional. Because I see they cut the downer drugs, you know, the Percocets and the heroin and all that. They cut that with fentanyl because that's already a downer. So they trying to make it a little bit more stronger and trying to get people hooked, you know. But why would you do that to cocaine? I feel like if you do it to cocaine, you are intentionally trying to take someone out, because that's an upper and a downer. Nobody wants to, you know, that don't make sense to me. So that's like, okay, was that intentional? When they lace cocaine. But I'm not saying that's what happened to her, because I don't know. This is just hypothetically speaking. I'm just saying how people have been perishing lately. It's through the lacing of the drugs with fentanyl and stuff. Now you can still have an OD from cocaine just by doing too much of it. Getting a real pure batch of cocaine that really just got your heart pumping fast, and you have like a heart attack or something, because it makes you race and speed, and you start sweating. So you probably can have an overdose just from some pure cocaine, or a bad batch. You know what I mean? So I don't know what kind of drug they was doing. Hey, Trick Mama. I don't know what kind of drug they were doing. But it's just weird that this is the second friend of Kerrion Franklin's that done passed away from an OD. Okay. So, yeah, do we think that Larry Reid intentionally knew that this information was false and he just did a Tasha K? I know you're friends with Tasha K. I know y'all got the same attorney, Olga and Sadir and them down there to the criminal law firm. But honey, that ain't the way to go. Y'all got to stop putting out false narratives for clicks and views. It's not that deep. I said in my video, what did you gain? What you ain't gained shit. You didn't get no extra subscribers from it. You did all that shit. For clicks, views, get you to have your page linked into all these blogs, giving you credit for the story, honey. They gave your ass credit for the story. They said they got this shit from Larry Reid. And what did you gain? You ain't gained a goddamn subscriber. You might have had maybe 20 or 30 or something. Because you damn sure ain't break no hundreds or thousands, because them numbers ain't went up none. It was 119K before the shit. It's 119K now. You might have some little stragglers where we can't see because YouTube rounds it up on the page for y'all. But we can see our actual numbers, the in the hundred ranges, as they, in the ones position when they're going up. You can't see that. You see the actual, hundreds and tens place, the round up. But honey, it still ain't moved. If you was tagged in, and your shit was linked in on the Hollywood Locked and the Neighborhood Talk, you should have got some clicks and views and subscribers. It looked like it's the same old views and same old, traction for me. So you did all that for what? Just lying. Was you lying to the people on purpose, Larry? Trying to clean it up. Y'all should go on over there and look at that latest video. Trying to clean it up. Trying to say he didn't tell the people that. Yes, you did, sir. If I wasn't in my car, I would play the damn clip so y'all can see his own words. Go on and look at the video that we posted about the Kerrion Franklin, about Kirk Franklin failing his son. And go on and see what Larry said in that video. It's towards the end of the video. And you'll hear Larry's words. Now you trying to clean it up because you done found out the truth. You were supposed to find that out first, sir, before you did all of this. Now it's too late. This could potentially hurt Kerrion, because now they can start digging around and be like, oh, did he possibly tell Larry Reid something? What made Larry Reid say that? Did he possibly tell him something? Did he give him information about being a part of this woman's death? Like, y'all don't realize y'all can hurt people with these damn videos and putting out false narratives. They might have been closing the case, closing. And I'm not saying that if he did anything, it deserved to be hidden. No, I'm not saying that. Because if you've done something to someone, you deserve to be punished. But if the girl died of an overdose, why would you attach his name to something like that? Not knowing what the hell you talking about. Like, come on. That's pathetic. I'm telling you, him and Tasha K, they playing for the same team. They playing for the same team. You said, sir, that this boy was driving the car, the tail light was out, and he called you, and when you start digging around to try to find out how to get him out, you started finding out some things, and you found out that it could potentially be a murder from a girl that he was connected to in Texas, and he was driving her car. That's how you the narrative you put out. And if the blogs had it wrong, I didn't see you anywhere in the comments section trying to clean it up. I didn't see you make a video try to clean it up and say that's not what I meant, that's not what I said. I didn't say that it was a murder. I didn't say that he was connected to no girl. I didn't say that. No, you are only now trying to clean up and say you didn't say that now that you found out all the truth and all the pieces to the puzzle. If you knew that you were wrong in the beginning, why didn't you clean it up and say, if the blogs were wrong in the beginning, why didn't you clean up and say anything? Because you didn't know. You had no clue. You didn't know. You was just taking a chance. You know what? I'm going to go and run with it. I'm going to just see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and throw my line out in the water and see if I catch something. Like, come on. It's never that serious. Never that serious. Thank you, Nikki. Go on and click on that link. His words are there. Okay? You said that. And you had everyone coming away from the video thinking that Kerrion, even Milan Christopher posted on his Instagram. So I was all that time filming. I was in a house with a murderer. I knew something was wrong with him. And here it is. That boy ain't got nothing to do with no murder. That shit was 2 years ago. The girl died of an OD. Like, and I'm trying to figure out Larry Reid. I've been really trying to figure out his character. Is he a gospel, is he a pastor? I know he used to be a pastor, but where's his position? Where does he stand now with the church? It just seems like to me, all his game is about is exploiting, church people and trying to find the dirt and find the tea and expose church people now. I see his little, his show, his reality show. It's a mess. I seen the other day, they was fighting on there. Yeah, this is 2 years ago. So if you are just joining what we are talking about, I'll give you guys a rundown because I see more people have joined. So you don't have to rewind the video. So if you're just joining, we will do a quick recap. So we all know that Larry Reid Live is the one that broke the exclusive story about Kerrion Franklin possibly being connected to a murder in Texas. That wasn't the story. If you're new, just put a 1 in the chat if you understood it to be, and you don't have to be new to put a 1 in the chat. But please put a 1 in the chat if you understood the story to be that Kerrion was driving in LA, driving a car, and the police pulled him over because of a broken taillight. Once they pulled him over and discovered that, this is from Larry Reid's words, that it wasn't because of a broken taillight. It was actually the car was a car of a murder victim in Texas. And Kerrion had been questioned about that. And they want to know why he's driving her car, right? That's what he said. Well, now it has been discovered by Larry Reid because the girl's family has reached out. And it's now been discovered from Kerrion going to court, from now finding out more information from the family of the victim that this happened 2 years ago. The girl died 2 years ago, and she died of an overdose. They were living in a hostel, like a rooming house. Kerrion was managing the rooming house, and he was partying with the girl. She died of a bad batch of drugs. The family blamed Kerrion. The girl had a rental car at that time. Kerrion was driving the rental car, but he turned the rental car back in. Okay. The family is now getting credit card bills of someone using the girl's identity. I guess they want to try to connect that to Kerrion. They think that, or they don't know who's using her identity or whatever. And they've been getting bills of credit cards that are in the girl's name. So they have an issue with Kerrion because of that. The drugs, how families feel like, oh, you got my family turned out or whatever. but they've never said that he did anything to her. So he was questioned in connection, I guess, with the drug use or whatever. But it was not, you would have thought, based on Larry Reid's commentary and exposure and exposing Kerrion, that this had just happened. Like I said, I had people in my chat, someone in my chat was saying, yeah, the girl was murdered in Texas. She was shot. She was found dead in her car, but it wasn't her car. Kerrion put her in another car and drove off with her car. And the gun they found in the car was the gun that was used to shoot her. Yeah, they had it posted, but then they took it down once they arrested him. And da 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 da. And here it is. None of this shit is true. That's why I didn't repeat that, because I was like, no, that is not. I did see the girl's story in the Houston when I was looking. That's why I could not find any information in connection with Kerrion, because there was none. He was simply questioned about the girl's overdose. Okay. And so now Larry Reid is now coming forth trying to say that he did not say that. He did not put out the false narrative. He simply reported it and the blogs ran with it. The blogs are the one that twisted the narrative. No, you said that. Okay. Yes, Carrie. I said the same thing. Like, why did you have to run to the blogs? And why didn't you call his dad? What were you doing? Why was you trying? It's all fake. It gives fake support to me. It's just for clicks and views. The same way he does with the church. You know, he always clout chasing and he's always boasting about the people he knows and, you know, the connections and the friendships he has and name dropping. And but he'll expose them in a minute. He'll put their information on live in a minute. He'll do a video in a minute, be live, and then call somebody in a minute. I mean, that's not what you do to people that is supposedly your friends or supposedly they have your trust. I am getting, you know, to know people in this industry, blogging industry, and having sources and being told things. And I don't come running to social media. They can trust me. I don't come telling things that they ask me not to. Some of these people, you can't trust them as far as you can see them. Larry's one of them, obviously. So now the true tea on the car is that the registration was bad. That's another reason why he was pulled over. The registration and the tail light. You know, when they run your tags and run your, you know, your stuff, if the registration is bad, they can see that just from, sometimes some states have a scanner type thing where you can drive by them, and if your stuff is not right, honey, that shit'll go off, and next thing you know, they right behind you because they got some kind of sensor in them cop cars where they can tell if your shit ain't right. So the registration was bad. It wasn't, oh, it was the girl car, a murder victim. No. This girl been dead for 2 years. The way he put it out there, you would have thought this shit just happened. That's what everybody thought. The girl was just murdered and he done took her car and drove all the way back to California. I mean, see, that's why I don't, that's why I have a receipt for if I'm going to do a story on celebrities or a story on people, I have a receipt. Even with a story that I have been affiliated with that is somewhat controversial, there was receipts. There was DM receipts. Okay. There was receipts of a person admitting certain things that they claimed that they didn't know nothing about. Okay. So I always have a receipt. I'm not desperate for clicks and views where I'm going to lie on people. That's some people's perception. They might say, oh, yeah, Sweet Pea, she done hurt people with her lies. You can say whatever you want. I can't recall anything that I've lied on anyone about. Name it. Run it through. I've never lied on a soul. Any story that I have always told, it has a receipt to back it up. If it can't be verified, I'm not repeating it. I'm not repeating it. So I just think that, like I said in the beginning, when he called Larry, it wasn't, it didn't have a place on YouTube. It wasn't necessary for us to know anything. Didn't I say that? It wasn't necessary for us to know. He was supposed to be gathering the information, trying to make sure all of this was true. Why did you need to come rushing to YouTube? Soon as he let you know where he was, you did a video, not even a couple hours later. You couldn't wait to get to YouTube. Shows your true intention. If anyone can't see that, you blind. And then even through the little 22-minute video that he just did trying to do damage control, He begging people for likes. It's 1,000 of some of y'all in here and we only got 100 likes. Like, why are you begging people to like your video? They don't like your video because you lying. Because they say, oh, hell no. You done lied on this boy. Oh, hell no. And you up there telling people to like. Why do y'all be begging people to like the video when they don't even know what they watching yet? People can't just come in. My people might do that if they, some people might do that. They really fuck with you. They're like, oh, whatever she talking about, he or she talking about, I fuck with them. But I mean, damn, give people a minute to comprehend what it is that you're talking about before you start begging for likes. Damn, we got 1,000, we got 1,800 people in here, and it's only 63. Like, damn. Now I can see if like my moderators will do that if we've been at this for about 20 or 30 minutes, and they're gonna be like, listen now, come on now, y'all still here, hit that like button. I don't see anything wrong with that. But damn, you can't just be telling people, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. People know that they're gonna hit the like. Your moderators are supposed to be doing that. Me as a content creator, I don't have to keep telling nobody to hit the like button. That's my moderator's job. That's what my moderators are there for. It just sounds beggish and selfish just to keep asking. Just like you keep asking, hit the Cash App. People know your Cash App. The moderators is putting it in there. The moderators is putting my Cash App. The moderators is putting my PayPal. They are putting my information. If people want to donate, they know how to do it. Larry spends about 10 minutes. He said, you could tell he's from the church. You could tell he is from the church. Because as soon as he come up there, he start passing that goddamn collection plate around. He starts telling everybody where the hell they can go and make a donation. He got all these different avenues of how they can join the Patreon, and they can do this, and they can say, come on to the Venmo, and the this, and the that, and the this. Bitch, I ain't got that much time to create all these different things. I can't keep up with all that. I barely can keep up with my YouTube. I can barely keep up. They got a Patreon. They got a goddamn Facebook. That he was on there talking about, it's all y'all on there from Facebook did this many likes, and it's this many from YouTube. How are you paying attention to all that, sir? Listen. I can't keep up with that many platforms. Child, I got YouTube. I do have Facebook. I don't even stream to Facebook when I know I should, because there's a lot of audience in Facebook. I probably could do well if I connected to Facebook, because a lot of my audience is between 40s and 50 years old, and a lot of that demographic uses Facebook. So I know I probably could do well, but I just don't have time to try to figure out how to connect all them streaming platforms and pay attention to all that shit, and Instagram. I don't have time. So I just do YouTube. I might post my little shit on Facebook and Instagram, like to let y'all know that I'm going to have a video, but I don't keep up with all that. I don't have enough people to even do it. Like, I could do it myself, but it's just too much. I mean, damn, give people some time to get in and get settled. Hit the like. It's this many of y'all. Y'all ain't hitting that like. Well, maybe they don't like the content. Maybe they don't like what you're saying. Maybe they understand that you lied. Maybe they're like, nah, Larry, that is what you said. So maybe they're not fucking with you right now on that video, because they know that you said he was driving a car of a murdered woman, and he went back to California from Texas in that car. And now you're trying to get up here and clean it up because you done found out the truth. You should have did that at first. That's what you should have did at first. You should have verified your information when you couldn't find it, because I couldn't find it. So why you think TMZ didn't go and have an exclude anything? They didn't give an exclusive. TMZ, if they ain't gonna bust no story wide open, how the fuck you think a Larry Reid gonna bust it wide open? Trying to have some shit before TMZ? Remember, I said my peoples had told me that TMZ was going to break the story later. Yeah, because when they went to start digging and finding out, They said, oh, none of this is true. None of this is true. That's why you ain't hear TMZ say nothing about no murdered woman. Because once they start digging around, none of that shit was true. So that's why there was never nothing came from TMZ. Because all he is in there for is, yeah, he had a gun in the car, but it had nothing to do with no damn murder. The girl was not murdered and left in no car, and he ran away with her car. The goddamn car registration was bad and the taillight was out, period. He had a gun in the car. They gave him gun charges, and now they trying to give him a little program to help the gun charges be reduced. I've heard of that. But it ain't had nothing to do with what he tried to put out. So y'all bloggers start getting y'all shit together. Y'all better stop trying to take notes from Tasha K. I keep telling y'all, I don't know why she's the blueprint for y'all. I don't know why y'all sit there and try to follow her lead. She's a known liar, an admitted liar at that. And that's your example. That's who you trying to follow your blog style after? A liar? Child, you're going to get caught up every goddamn time. I suggest y'all start verifying your sources and verifying your information before you put it out. Okay? He lost some credibility today. Okay? With 2 tasers. Exactly. He had 2 tasers. I forgot that. He had 2 tasers and a gun. But none of this had anything to do, none of it had anything to do with a murder. Okay? So, Larry, boy, give me 1 second, guys. So I would expect that he would have lost credibility because it's just not, it was, he moved too fast. Every Sunday on the prayer call, God has given him a number and wants people to send that amount in. It's all about money. Wow. So he's left the church. I know I heard his story, somewhat him speak on his story that he left the traditional church, the four walls, and the four walls, and he has started an online church. Well, it does take money to run your own platform, but it's less expensive online than it is in the four walls. So I'm not understanding why you need that much money. A production, you might do programs online, but it's way cheaper. You don't need a studio. You can do this from your own home. I do it, and you can use a blue screen and a green screen and have everything you need in the background. You don't need a building or none of that. So, it's just very much they live a lavish lifestyle off this money because it's easier to do it that way. The right way is too hard for them. Doing actual work for messy bloggers is too much. Thinking and research involved. Exactly. And I would rather go the long route. The short route is dangerous because the short route, you might get hemmed up in lawsuits, defamation, slander is potential for all of that because you're not verifying your sources. You just jumping straight in the water, all for clicks, views, likes, shares. I mean, yeah, the attention feels good. The clout feels good. Having that exclusive story and everybody on your page feels good, but is it worth it if it's a lie? I would rather be able to when I go viral and get that breakthrough story, all my shit gonna be in, trust me, all my shit gonna be in order. If I ever get my story where I'm gonna get it, oh, I'm gonna have my moment. But when I have my moment, all my stuff is going to be accurate. I'm going to have a damn receipt for everything I said. I could prove everything I said. Like Tasha K. Why do you think Tasha don't never come back at me about my shit on her? People say, oh, because she doesn't know nothing about you. Yes, she does. That's a motherfucking lie. We've proved that already. The reason she don't come back at me is because my shit is right. She has never rebutted and said anything about our videos because our receipts are accurate. Everything we say, we have a receipt. We have the court documents. When she tried to say the summary judgment, I had a false summary. It was lies and all this shit. We had the paperwork. Yeah, it wasn't signed by the judge yet. That's because it was hot off the press. It had just came through Pacer. But when, like I said, when the judge signed it, whether he signed it today, whether he signed it 3 months from now, he gonna sign it because you lost this fucking lawsuit. Your ass lost. And what happened? She lost. How many months after that did they come up and say she lost? Then it was a snowball effect from there. Anybody come back and say, Sweet Pea was right? No. After the winos just dragged and dragged, everything I'ma say, I'm gonna have a fucking receipt. So that way, can't nobody come and say I'm a liar. That's why she could never come up against me, because she knew I was right. Larry Reid knew exactly that that information was not accurate. He did not have all the pieces to the puzzle. I would rather be in the right than not know and be unsure and then have to come and clean the shit up. Had you waited a few more days, a couple more days, you would have seen, oh shit, this ain't even right. Oh shit, this ain't got nothing to do with no murder. Well, glad I ain't put that out, so I ain't mess myself up. No, you were so eager and greedy to have a viral moment. Now you got people questioning your integrity. Now it's like, damn, did he do that shit on purpose? Like, come on. Yes, she do. And if she wasn't in this mess she put herself in, she would have attacked you. Exactly. So, like, come on now. Larry, smelling very TK-ish. Smelling very Tasha K-ish. So that's all I got to say about that, Dur. That's all I got to say. If you catch the replay, let us know in the comments if you think that Larry did this on purpose. Let that be the conversation. Let's see what you guys have to say about that. Do we think that he did it on purpose? Me, my opinion, closing this out, I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think he intentionally lied, but I think he knew he did not. It's obvious he knew he did not have. When I tried to do the research, I couldn't find anything to corroborate that story. So it's obvious he knew he did not have all the tea. He ain't have all the paperwork to back up what he was saying. So he should not have put that narrative out. Like I said in the beginning, it would have just been fine with Kerrion was in jail because he was already trending for the Bad Boys Club for coming out saying he was bisexual. He would have been just fine with Kerrion has been pulled over and locked up for driving in a car with bad registration and a busted taillight. He would have been fine with that. But no, he had to go with the murder thing because you know what? Let me tell you this. You know what? Let me tell you something. I'm going to take that back. Now that I'm talking it out, I'm going to take this back. I'm going to take it back. I think he did do it on purpose. You know why? You know why I say that? Because now that I'm talking about it, now that I'm thought it out, how did you know about a murder possible? No. How did you know that the person was deceased? So you flipped it and said murder. You flipped it and put this T on it as a murder. When the information that you started gaining was that he was involved with a questioning of a young lady that passed away from drug use. But you flipped it and said murder because you knew he had T about him driving the car, that the car, because how did you know? It's certain things he said. He said the car, Kerrion had the car, right? And that he wasn't supposed to be driving the car. And he said it was a gun in the car, but he left out the tasers. And he said the busted tail light, but he left out the registration was bad. So he made the story sound like the girl was murdered and Kerrion was driving her car. So he knew the information, all of it already, because how did he know about a car but didn't know what, but you knew about a car but didn't know that it didn't have nothing to do with a murder. You knew that Kerrion had somebody's car once before, but it, like, yeah, you did this. You put that fucking story together, honey. You said, how can I make this shit sound more intriguing? Because you was given bits and pieces of the story. So you had to know the whole story. Because how did you know about a car to tell that story? How did you know that Kerrion was affiliated with a girl that had done died? So you had parts of the story. You had parts of that story. Because some of the things you are saying, how would you know that if you didn't know that? It don't make sense. So you had to know all of it. You just wanted to make it sound more interesting. So yeah, honey, I think you might have did that on purpose. It might not, it might sound a little funny the way I'm saying it, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. He knew some kind of background information. Exactly. But then you put it together to try to make it sound like more intriguing. And now once it done came out, now that he done went to court and TMZ and different people probably now done got a hold of the real tea, now you want to try to come and get ahead of the story and clean it up and say, I never said that. The blogs ran away with it. No, nigga, you said murder. You said murder in that damn video. Like, you knew about this. You knew about this. So, honey, y'all better start paying attention to these people that's trying to put some clips and things. He knows Kerrion's life. He knows Kerrion's life. He knows Kerrion. You've been paying for counseling. He claims he's been paying for counseling for months for Kerrion. So he knows about Kerrion's life. Him and Kerrion must talk behind the scenes a lot. That's why Kerrion was safe to call him from jail. He knows his number by heart because when you go to jail, you don't have your phone to click the contact. So that tells you he know Larry Reid number by heart. So they're in frequent contact with each other because you can't just, you know, you got to know a person's number to call them collect from the jail. You got to put the JPay or whatever it is, Global Connect, whatever, you got to put that on the phone. You might get a free phone call at first, but then after that, you got to put the minutes and stuff on the phone in order to be able to call. Kerry said he knew about the dead girl for a while. Yeah, he deliberately lied. Yes, he did. Grown, rusty-tailed ass older gentleman should have known better. He fabricated that mess. Kerrion says he carries a gun and a Bible too. He left the Bible part out too. He claims Kirk Franklin stole his song. He befriended Kerrion after that. Yeah, messy, 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 messy. And is Larry Reid no tea, no shade, but is he all the way straight? Is he bi? Is because I've always felt that he was kind of like feminine. I actually thought he was gay, but then when I saw that he had a little show and I seen his wife and kids, I'm like, oh, okay, so he's just a feminine man. Some men, a lot of men in the church, they have that persona where they're feminine. You know, they're singers, they in the choir, and they're a little feminine acting, but they be married. But a lot of times they be sleeping with the men in the church. So I don't know. Is he I know he has a lot of gay friends and a lot of gay company. He keeps a lot of gay company and a couple people that are moderators and friends of his, they're gay. They really admire him. So I don't know. Is he gay? I don't know. Is he bi? He knows a lot about the gay community. He knows a lot about their lingo and their he knows a lot about it. I hear, I be hearing like some of the things he say, and I'm like, how does a man in the church know any of that? So I've always questioned, is he gay or not? I mean, if he is, he is, I ain't got nothing against that. But I'm just like, what's a given? He claims straight, but he was a mentor to young boys who claim he did things to them. I wouldn't. Let me stay out of that. I ain't got nothing to say about that. That's a shame if something like that did happen. I ain't got nothing to do with that. He was a mentor. Yeah, in my opinion. In your honest opinion, yeah. I mean, a lot of times when they are gay or bi in the church, like it comes out there in their tendencies. You can just tell they're just really feminine. So I don't know why they try to hide it. Just be honest. But yes, that is my commentary. That's my thoughts on this whole situation. You said it in the beginning, sir, that it was a murder, that he was driving the car, and you did not say anything about registration being bad. You didn't say this was 2 years ago from an overdose. You made this seem like he was driving the car, tail light, they ran the car, and it was a girl car that was murdered. That's how you made this sound. You said that out of your own mouth. You said the word murder. And that's why the blogs posted it that way. They posted it based off what you said. Hey, Sean, I'm gay, so I'll talk about it. Okay, so is he gay? I don't, yeah, he doesn't give straight. And like I said, I don't, if he's gay, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't got nothing against gay men. Y'all know my daughter is trans. I have a gay, I call him my gay husband. My best friend is gay. So I talk about his business all the time. He called me talking about his men. I give him advice. So I am not against any of that. But I'm like, sir, if you're gay, just come out and say so. I don't like that shit. These men in the church be trying to like judge other gay people and try to act like just so they can keep their keep their religious audience. They want to still keep them people in the church because they know them people give out money. They know them people love putting in tithes and offerings. So they want to try to keep their audience and they don't want to tell them that they're gay, but they know they are. And they be in the closet and they be, doing things, and that's emotionally damaging to people because it's like it's almost borderline abuse because you're trying to tell the people that you're straight, but really you sneaking around doing shit to younger boys. A lot of times it's younger boys. So because you won't handle your own desires and you won't address that, it starts to be a perversion. Now it turns into a perversion because you're being abusive. If you would just go ahead and give into what it is that you like, it wouldn't be a perversion. You wouldn't be doing things to kids. He pretends he only like women. He's full of it. Okay. Like if you are gay, fine. But don't sit up here, sir, and try to play like you're a straight man and you got kids and you married because you want to keep your audience that's in the church because they're going to keep them pocketbooks open. But then because you're not handling what it is that you really want in your life, other people suffer at the hands of you. Like it starts turning into something that is sinister because it gets to be dark because now you're molesting and you're doing things that you shouldn't really be doing. When I first watched Larry's show, I thought he was gay. Everybody, you know what I mean? I watched his show a long time ago. He said him and his ex only had sex 2 to 3 times. Oh wow. I'm I'm telling you, life is too short. Live your life right. Living your truth. Right. Hey Coco. Love you too, boo. I mean, like, do you. That was my first impression of Larry. Right. Like, do you. Like, who I respect, and this I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know who I respect, and me and him, like people would think I don't like him, but I actually do tolerate him and I do watch his show, The Wiley Show. Me and Wiley might not see eye to eye with Tasha K, but I like Wiley the fact that he lives in his truth and he's able to say that look, this is what I like, this what I don't like. I might like this from time to time, I might not like this from time to time. But then if he trolling, he gonna say he trolling. If he broke a story and wanted to be the first and maybe he put out some lie or say, he will admit like shit, I said this because I was trolling, or I said I absolutely did, I said this because he admits it. That's one thing I will say about Wiley. If he doing some fuck shit, if he know he on some fuck shit, he will admit it. He will say he's on it. He on the fuck shit. That's one thing I could give him that. And so that's why every now and then he'll get a click and a view from me. He'll get a click and a view. You know, they be like, you know, Wiley be trolling. And he'll be like, absolutely. That's one thing I could say. His ex married a woman after their divorce. Wow. He's the same one whose daughter charged him with some alleged things. Don't know if it's true or not, but he needs to stop. Wow. So that's one thing though, I would say. And we all know Wiley seemed like he goes hard for Tasha. We know he be capping. He know he be capping. And he'll laugh like he know he doing some silly shit. But he'll admit it. He'll admit it in his own way by laughing it off. And I'll give him that. Oh, thank you, Sweet Pea. You have the best lives and content. I truly like your channel. Thank you. That's one thing I will say about Wiley. Now, we don't see eye to eye all the time when it comes to Tasha K, but his other content, I don't have, I don't have anything against that him. You don't like Wiley. I mean, he gets on my nerves sometimes too, but I don't have anything against him like people would think. I really don't. I can tolerate him. I can actually watch his content. Unlike some other people, I don't watch them at all. But Wiley has never personally done anything to me. So, I don't have nothing against him. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say, I know what I'm getting with him. I don't have to fucking guess. I know what his personality is. I know what what I'm gonna get fucking with Wiley. I don't get like he's trying to set me up, or he would be, you know what I'm saying, trying to pretend to be my friend and then sneak behind my back and do some fucked up shit. No, I think I know what I'm getting myself into with Wiley. I know what he's going to be given. I know he fucks with Tasha. You know what I mean? Like, I already know what I'm getting myself into. I know he'll fucking troll. He'll troll you. He gonna laugh in your face and troll you at the same fucking time. Like, I know what he's given. I ain't gotta question Wiley. You know what I mean? That I'd rather know what I'm getting myself into. I know y'all might not like Wiley, but I know what I'm getting myself into. I'd rather know who I'm fucking with than have to fucking guess. Child. He should have admitted he was one before he beat up them books. Rest in peace to the hardback books. Leave him alone. Child, he fucked that library up. But he admits that too. He'd be like, yeah, I did that. But I don't know, like, I don't condone him and Natasha stuff. But I can tolerate Wiley. I can tolerate it. He doesn't see, I don't really have a lot of experience with the YouTube streets. So, I mean, has anyone ever known him to intentionally lie about a story? Has he done that? Has he ever intentionally, are you feeling like how I feel, that you know what you're getting yourself into with Wiley? You know who he is. You know what he gonna do. You know he got the potential to troll, child. Like, you know what you're gonna get yourself into. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't see eye to eye with him with the Armand conversation or the Tasha conversation. But some other things, I'd be like, okay, I can see that. But when it comes to a couple topics, I don't get down with him with a couple things. But I don't have nothing against him because he's never done anything to me personally. I just don't like how he'll cap for knowing that Tasha done lost that goddamn lawsuit. But he riding for his friend. You know what I'm saying? Shit. If you ain't got my back like that as a friend, I don't want you. You know what I mean? That's one thing he gonna do. He gonna ride for Tasha now. Now, do I agree with the shit she do? No. But hey, he said, I'm a ride for my friend. Why the attack? What attack? Whose attack? I know what I'm getting with Wiley. I like him, but he's a flip flopper. Okay. Oh, okay. He flip flops. But that's one thing about him. You know what you're gonna get with Wiley. You know that he's going to, if he gonna troll, he gonna troll. And shit. We know he fuck with Tasha K the long way. That's what I don't like about him in that aspect. He knows that she's, lying about that Cardi B shit, but he'll go, but he says the win for her is her getting the attention, the clicks and views and stuff. But I'm like, okay, well, I don't think that going all out and doing the ultimate most for clicks and views is the way to go. I don't like that. Oh, okay. Oh, he does flip flop. I love Wiley. I'm not with the support of TK either, but he gives a good show. Right. Like, he's okay. He's okay. You know what I mean? But I watch him. I do watch him from time to time. I'm not against him in any way. I just don't like the Tasha K support. But he doesn't bother me. I know what I'm getting with Wiley. He's come through our chat a couple times and spoke. And you know, I know he tried to come up on the show one time. I ain't let him because I didn't want to get into no argument with him about Tasha K. But other than that, I don't really have nothing against him. But I only just use that as an example that I know what I'm getting with him, and I don't think that I admire that where I don't have to guess. Like, he's not one of those type of YouTubers where it's like I'm giving, damn, is he sneaky? Do I gotta, it's just like, what it is. And he says, I'm bi. Like, he's not embarrassed to say what he is. His sexuality. And any man that can stand in his truth in this day in society, like Sean, he said he's gay. I admire that because it's hard to wake up every day and got to be knowing that your sexuality is a question with people. That shouldn't be on anyone's fucking mind. Your sexuality and who you love shouldn't be anyone's fucking concern or anyone's business. Can you imagine living your life like that every day? Having to defend who you love to people that you don't fucking know? Like, that ain't nobody fucking business. So any man that can, you know, do that every day, trans woman, trans man, gay man, bi man, any man that stands in his truth, any woman that stands in their truth, I applaud them because it's not easy to live in a society like today. So a man like Larry Reid, where it's questionable, I don't like that shit. Just come out and just, why are you trying to manipulate people so that you can still get money from an audience? They gonna fuck with you if they fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you whether or not you're gay or not. But see, that's that church shit. That's that religion shit. That's that religion shit. Is like, they oh, you going to hell because you gay. You going to hell. And I'm unsubscribing. I ain't giving you no, so you a demon. You a demon. They deal with all that. So, I guess that's why they don't come out and say it. But that's all I got right there, y'all. Larry Reid, honey, I'm not feeling that. You knew what you was doing. You knew this information wasn't accurate, and now you're gonna try to blame it on the blogs. They did not manipulate your words, sir. We know what you said, and we know what you put out to the people, and so now you're trying to clean it up. So we don't like that, sir. We don't like that. We don't like that, y'all. So y'all have a good night. I am coming back. It all depends though, but I think I am. I think I will be back in a couple hours to do the video on there's been an updates with Jennifer Huff and Nicki Minaj and them, and it seems as though there have been sanctions filed against Jennifer's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. He filed his response to the sanctions. So I wanted to go over that with you guys tonight. So we will probably jump in there in a couple hours. All right. All right, you guys. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.